Neil Glendinning, you're the chair of the BPA for the next couple of years. Give me an idea how vital ports are to the UK economy.
I can't overstate the importance. But as for the inward investment that ports drive, the local employment opportunities, it's spread so widely. The direct employment is considerable, but the indirect employment also, with the support services, the suppliers, local tourism, cruise ships, etc., is absolutely immense.
In environmental terms, there's actually benefits, aren't there, in the way that ports can get trucks off the road, for instance?
Despite the fact that ships do emit exhaust gases, they're one of the most environmentally friendly ways of transporting very large quantities of goods, both into the UK and actually around the UK. Coastal shipping around the United Kingdom is vitally important. It takes thousands and thousands of trucks off the road. Ports are acutely aware that any development within the port will have an environmental impact. So any project is carefully looked at to see what impact it might have, but more importantly, what compensations the port might introduce to offset and mitigate against those impacts. And frequently, those mitigations or offsets will be a net gain to the environment as opposed to a net cost.
What efforts are you making to minimise the environmental impact?
If I bring that locally, here at Harwich, we're looking into the benefit, the environmental benefit, the ecological benefit of seagrass. It's a great player in the whole decarbonisation programme, and it's something that's possibly been overlooked. So we're beginning to look at how we can help to reintroduce and strengthen the whole seagrass growth in the area. That's just one example of what ports can do around the country.
And the dredging?
And the dredging particularly, beneficial use of byproducts of spoil, all of these considerations go into how ports can, at the very least, offset any environmental impact that they have.
Because of the very nature of ports, they're often actually sited in quite environmentally sensitive areas, aren't they? How do you go about mitigating it and minimising your environmental impact?
Well, we're working with government closely on the whole decarbonisation programme. We're looking at alternative fuels. We're looking at opportunities for vessels to reduce any pollution that they might emit in ports by called cold ironing. Basically, the vessel comes in, it can turn off all its engines and generators and plug into a local, greener, more renewable power supply. But the renewable fuels for vessels, not necessarily the ports, this is more the shipping industry, but ports can influence by adding the infrastructure to supply. It's looking at greener, non-carbon based fuels for vessels.
We're talking about huge investment in infrastructure that has to happen. Is everybody actually geared up for that yet?
The short answer is no. This is a work in progress, but the ports can influence there by lobbying government, by helping, by innovating, by facilitating. And the ports are working very, very actively with government, Department for Transport, etc., and other government agencies to push this agenda forward.
It's clear that we're going to have to innovate very quickly in order to meet the targets. What are the benefits of having increased levels of automation?
The ultimate benefits are it makes slicker the whole supply chain of the goods leaving China, being transported across the globe, going through the ports. It makes that whole operation slicker, and the more efficient that operation can be made, the less time a vessel spends in actually doing it. So cost is benefit, but there's also a green benefit too, an environmental benefit by making the whole operation more efficient.
A very broad question, if you like. How do you view the future of British ports?
I think the future is here, it's now, it will develop, it will evolve, it will become more environmentally friendly, it will serve the needs of the nation and the people of this nation.